traders from across the globe, Sunday night, wake up, I'm out. Come on, baby, let's get rocking. This video on a Sunday night is being filmed Sunday, August 16th, but it is for trading the 17th, 16th through 17th, Sunday through Monday, August 2015. Video number 1356, and that's a lot of videos. Most of these are geared to help teach you how to call tomorrow's high and low. Pretty educational videos. Pull up a chair. Before we get moving, know that futures trading is extremely risky, causes substantial financial loss. It's certainly not suitable for all traders. A technical opinion is a technical opinion. It doesn't always work. You need to know that. But from what I have shown you in these 1,356 videos, plus a few thousand more I've filmed, I can easily prove to anybody that technical analysis is the absolute best roadmap to tomorrow's pricing of anything else out there, and let's get moving. Traders, what is on the board? We're starting off with a green Omni. I am telling you this right now, however, we are cautious buyers of dips. The name of this video is Point Counterpoint. Do you remember the old days with Chevy Chase, Point Counterpoint, right? Jane Curtin, it used to be hysterical. Point Counterpoint is what I'm going to show you tonight, because let me tell you right now, we're starting out with the green Omni. It could be red in minutes when this session gets going. It may not stay green. We might start buying dips and end up selling rallies, because when I say point counterpoint, wait until you see these charts. One is bullish, the next is bearish. You pull up another one, it's bullish, the next one's bearish, and they just keep going in suit all the way down the line. Which way is it going to go? Now, fundamentally, as you know, I read so much, I study fundamentals. The U.S. looks fantastic fundamentally. We are a consumer-driven nation. The consumer numbers are getting better and better. We can easily just continue on our own path with our heads down, nose to the grindstone without the rest of the world for some time. That we know we can do because we are such a consumer-driven nation. However, we get our trades directly from the charts, and the charts say, point counterpoint, is this going to be bullish or bearish going forward through September? I say coming out of August it becomes bullish, but that's simply my opinion. What I'm going to show you next is the technical analysis, and that is where we get our read from. Traders, if you want to study with me, we're running out of time. September, the middle of September, in fact, the week of September 11th through the 14th, I'm holding an Omni Camp here in Las Vegas. There's a seat left open. I'd like to fill that seat. If you want to come study with us, come on down to livewithoscar.com. Click the Omni Camp banner, fill out your application, or because time is starting to tick, give me a buzz. 702-629-4755. I'll call you right back. We'll see if we can qualify you for a seat. If you're not the right person, I'll turn you down. But if you are what I'm looking for, I want to get you into Vegas and teach you how to read what you're about to see next. Traders, with no further ado, point, counterpoint, bullish or bearish? Let's go look at some charts.
My name is Sam Kelly. I'm coming from Ibiza, Spain. And I came to Omni Camp because a good friend of mine told me Oscar Carboni is the man about trading. I expected nothing because I didn't know who Oscar Carboni was. So I read something on the internet and I closed it. And I said, okay, first I want to do the Omni Camp, and then afterwards I make my opinion about it. And it was much more than I could imagine. After this Omni Camp, you become a real trader. There's so much inside information in his whole life, his experience. Yeah, you cannot think about it. It's amazing. What he says, it really works. So I'm going home tomorrow, and I'm so excited. So in about 24 hours, I'm back home, and then I'll start trading right away. I definitely recommend people to come to Omni Camp. Because you become a real trader. I told you before, he's no bullshit man. What he tells you, it works. It's real time. There's no stories, no fixed charts. Everybody is real time chart, and what he tells you, it works. It's very simple, but yeah, it's crazy.
Traders, the first chart I'm going to show you is the Dow Jones Industrial Average bar chart, right? And you have seen this before. I showed this to you in the last two videos, and I said this is do or die week. This week right here, this week's chart masterpiece. Well, we're going to use it again from last week into this week because no changes. And if you look at this, you'd have to become bullish, the stock market, right? This is Dow Jones Industrial Average, and you notice every time it hits my OTAPMA, or the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average, you get a rally. You'd have to call that bullish, right? So, point, bullish. You got to look at that chart and call it bullish. I definitely think so. Counterpoint. This is where I'm supposed to say, Jane, you ignorant slut, if anybody remembers the old days. Point, counterpoint. Here's the counterpoint, right? Bear flag 1, bear flag 2, bear flag 3. Are we going to fall apart like we're supposed to after a bear flag? So, first one you looked at was bullish in the Dow Jones Industrial Average Weekly. You pull the transportation average and it's the counterpoint. It becomes bearish. Next, NASDAQ on the weekly. You've seen this chart in many, many videos. I've shown you this average, and I've showed you that when you bounce off the average, you make a new high. Bounce off the average, make a new high. Watch this. In fact, it's fantastic. Bounce off the average, make a new high. Hit the average, new high. Get through the average a little bit. New high comes anyway. Through the average, new high. Into the average, new high. Into the average, new high. Boom, boom, boom. So look at that chart. Absolutely bullish. That is opposite of the tranny. It is like the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So that's bullish. And so far you have 2 bullish, 1 bearish, right? Well, let's take a better, closer look at the NASDAQ. That is a wonderful looking chart if you ask me, because when you put a little bit more analysis on this, look at all these bull flags over and over. That's the exact same chart with a little bit more illustration on it. Talk about a repetitive pattern, traders. Look at the insanity. It makes a bull flag into a new high after bouncing off of the average. Watch. This just happens over and over again. Makes a bull flag, hits the average, goes to a new high. Makes a bull flag, hits the average, new high. Makes a bull flag, gets a little bit through the average, races up to a new high. Makes a bull flag, average, new high, bull flag. Average, new high, bull flag. Average, new high, bull flag. Average, new high. Look where we are now. We hit there, made the flagpole, made a bull flag. New highs coming? You'd have to say yes, right? That's a fantastic looking chart. Talk about repetitive patterns. My goodness, that is fantastic. Let's keep on moving. That goes in the bull camp. Then you pull the DAX, the German DAX. What the heck is going on here? Look at these flags. It's about as sick as the market itself. That's a bear flag, which works. A pennant bear flag, that works. That's a bear flag, that one works. Then you get a gap, you run up, you make some freak flag, which works. You go back down, and now we're in an F flag. They're freaky flags to begin with. I can't call that bullish. That's the opposite of NASDAQ. Back into the bearish column. See what I mean? Point, counterpoint. Every other chart, basically, is opposite of the one I'm showing you. Then you take the S&P. Is this bullish, bearish, or indifferent? You have seen this, and I can't tell you how many videos, right? We hold the average always, always, always on the weekly chart. We've only had 2 losses and 11 wins so far, right? All of these are wins, 1 loss, 2 losses, and a loss just constitutes breaking the average for a couple of weeks. That's all a loss constitutes. So far it's held the average, and we are right here, but we're slightly below the average on Friday settlement. That would be slightly bearish, right? And then you look at the chart again and go, well, is it bearish? That's a little bear flag right there. So the same chart, yes, it could be bearish, but it's holding this average like crazy, and it's at the average now. Is it a bear flag, or is it a bull flag? Exact same chart. You can draw this any way you want. In fact, that looks more handsome to me as a bull flag than it does as a bear. So, because we're in a big booming bull market, I am going with the bull flag theory. We are starting off the day as buyers of dips in U.S. indices. Come on down to livewithoscar.com into my free chat room, and I'll help explain in detail what I'm doing when I'm looking at these charts. Traders, so there you have it. Point, counterpoint, bullish or bearish. Because we're in such a big booming bull market, you'd have to think bullish. Because the Fed hasn't even started raising rates, you've got to think bullish. They're still on the keep this thing going side. And because we are a consumer-driven nation, fundamentally, you got to think bullish. The chart certainly isn't bearish, although you've got enough counterpoint in the month of August to certainly be as nimble as you can be, but we're going to start off with the buying of dips posture. Come on down to livealaska.com just in case this turns from a green to a red, because anything's possible. What I've just shown you with point counterpoint. Make sure you are there to see what we are doing live in the chat room. Traders, that's about it. Again, come on down to livealaska.com or give us a call, 702-629-4755. I am out of here. I want to get downstairs into the laboratory and check out those charts. Remember, keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do to help yourselves with that is say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll, traders, live with Oscar.com. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.